All right, here we go. Another episode of Real Talk with Bobby Maximus. Now, every time I log into Instagram, every time I log into YouTube, every time I see TikTok, every time I see a commercial on the TV, it seems to center around men's testosterone. And I'm seeing all kinds of companies, all kinds of people desperately try to push TRT. Now, I want to add something to this lecture, if that's what you want to call it, before we go any further. There are some people that genuinely need TRT. There are some people that, genetically they did not win the lottery and they naturally have low testosterone. For those people, I look at TRT as a necessary medication. However, there's a lot of people I see jump on TRT that absolutely do not need it. Just as a blanket part of my philosophy, I am anti-medication. Now, what do I mean by that? I am all for medication if you absolutely need it. Like if you have an infection, you might need some antibiotics. If you've got some disease that medication can cure, I am 100% in favor of it. But what I'm not in favor of is just jumping on medication as a Band-Aid solution because you refuse to do the work necessary. So let me explain that a little further. Let's say you hate your job. Let's say you're miserable in your marriage. Let's say you eat like trash. Let's say you don't exercise. Let's say you haven't seen the sun in 3 months and you're feeling depressed. I don't think the answer is medication. My prescription for you, if you will, would be to get a new job, fix your marriage, go do some therapy, go do some self-work, maybe get out of the marriage, maybe find a marriage that works for you, but do something to change your situation. And in the meantime, start exercising, eat right, get some time in the sun, go for a damn walk every day, but do something to heal yourself from the inside out. And then, if you're still depressed at that point, then start to look for medication. But if you don't work out, you eat like trash, you haven't been in the sun, you hate your job, of course you're going to be depressed, of course you're going to feel miserable, and I don't think the answer is to just go for a pharmaceutical. So now how does that lead me into a talk about TRT? There's a lot of men who eat like trash, that eat all kinds of processed food. That's going to tank your testosterone. They eat all kinds of lab-made or processed sugar. That's going to tank your testosterone. They don't spend time in the sun. They have low levels of vitamin D. That's going to tank your testosterone. They haven't lifted a weight since 1987. That's going to tank your testosterone. They're sleeping 4 hours a night. That's going to tank your testosterone. They're stressed out, working for a boss they hate and miserable in their lives. That's going to tank your testosterone. My point? Fix those things first versus running to a medication. All right? Once you go down the TRT road, I don't know if there's any coming back from that. You're going to be on TRT for the rest of your life. Do you want that bill for the rest of your life? And do you want to add something that's not necessarily natural to your body when you could have fixed it normally? Now, I had my testosterone tested recently. It was actually the first time in my life that I got it tested. This was about 4 or 5 months ago, and I came in at 951 as a 45-year-old man. Now, part of that is genetic, no doubt. But let's not ignore how I live my life. And I'm just going to go down a list of things that I do. I wake up, I have a cold plunge every single morning. I have a sauna every single afternoon. I eat red meat at least 6 days a week. I lift heavy weights. I sprint. I exercise regularly. I don't eat processed food. I sleep 8 hours a night in a completely blacked out environment. I don't even drink out of plastic. I drink out of a metal Stanley cup. I wish it was the real Stanley cup like the hockey one, but that's a whole nother story. I drink out of a metal Stanley cup or a mason jar. I don't drink out of plastic because I don't want the chemicals in my body. You see, I'm doing every single thing possible to keep myself healthy. And when you're healthy, your testosterone is high. And this isn't unique to me. You can say it's genetics all you want. but people I've worked with people who come to me with a testosterone level of 300. And after 4 or 5 months of following this protocol, they're up in the 700s. They didn't need testosterone replacement therapy. There are people that come to me at 400. I get them up to 900. There's a kid right now who came to me at 350. His lifestyle habits were, they were atrocious. I'm not going to lie. But now, after a year of doing this stuff with me, his testosterone levels are in the thousands. Like, you can fix this naturally. You don't have to run to TRT. But unfortunately, we live in a society where everything is this Band-Aid solution. Like, everything is designed to be the least work possible. Now, you don't have to work out. You don't have to eat right. You can keep sleeping like trash. You can keep treating your body like an amusement park. Don't worry about it. Just take this pill, take this cream, take this injection, and you will be 100% good to go. Now, it might sound like I'm against TRT. I'm not. I'm against it if you don't really need it. And by the way, if you are on TRT, I would still want you doing all these things. There are companies out there that sell TRT that I respect because they want you to do this stuff. They want you to be healthy. They do health counseling. They do nutritional counseling. They're just not trying to pump you full of drugs and make $1. That's what I have the issue with. And I have an issue with anything in that regard that's promising you a quick fix without you actually doing the work. I've trained a ton of people in my life. And I train some people that are on TRT because they're doing everything right and their testosterone won't raise. And I'm fine with it, but I still demand they get the sleep. I still demand they eat the right food. I still demand they work out. They have to put in the baseline effort. So to kind of circle this all together, here's what I'd like you to do. If you're feeling run down, if you're having a hard time getting an erection, if you don't have any sex drive, if you don't have any energy, if you're miserable, if you're feeling depressed, let's go through a checklist of things that you can do to fix the problem on your own first before you look to some outward means. The number one thing you're going to do, you're going to get 8 hours sleep a night in a completely blacked out environment. Well, Bobby, I can't get 8 hours a night. It's too hard. You didn't have to watch Monday Night Football till 11 or 12 at night. You didn't have to watch Sports Center. You didn't have to watch your 998th episode of Friends or whatever other trash you're binge watching on Netflix. You can just go to bed. Another thing that I do is I don't wake up to an alarm clock. If I know I have to be up at 6:30, I'm going to bed around 9:30. There's no chance I'll sleep longer than 9 hours. I am up. I'm ready to go. I'm up on my natural cycle. I feel like $1,000,000. It's the single biggest difference I've made in my life as I've gotten older, and it's been like unlocking the fountain of youth. Now, if that's not possible because you got commitments, you got other things going on, you're busy, you got kids, blah, 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 blah. You have to wake up at 4 a.m. because that's the only time you can train, and then you got to get to your job. That's fine. Maybe you're going to bed at 8 o'clock. Maybe you're going to bed at 9 o'clock and only getting 7 hours, but you're still trying to maximize your sleep. That's sleep quantity. We also have to talk about sleep hygiene. By sleep hygiene, I mean how you sleep. Cold room, warm feet. Wear socks to bed. Keep the room cold. I'd recommend 66 or 67 degrees. Sleep in a completely blacked out environment. Every time light hits your skin, it washes melatonin away. You're not going to sleep as deep. It's going to affect your human growth hormone and your testosterone. So sleep in a completely blacked out environment. If you have a TV in your room, fine. You probably shouldn't have a TV in your room. But if you do, the little red light that's when the TV's off that still shines, tape it over with electrical tape. Put your damn phone in your drawer face down. Don't be on your phone all night. Practice the 3-2-1 rule. 3 hours before bed, no food. 2 hours before bed, no water. 1 hour before bed, no screens, no devices, no electronics. But Bobby, I'm bored. Read a damn book. Stretch out on the foam roller. Do some meditation, unplug from technology. And by the way, there's the added bonus of that stress-free hour. This technology stuff, listen, I love it as much as the next guy, but it stresses us out. If you have to be on a computer, get those fancy glasses that block the blue light. Another piece of sleep hygiene, take some magnesium before bed. Magnesium can help as a sleep aid. Maybe take a little melatonin if you want. I do take a sleep time supplement. It's from a brand called First Form. I absolutely love it. But I do take a sleep supplement. Those are your sleep hygiene keys. So make sure you're getting good sleep. That's number one. That's the basis. That sets the foundation. That sets the tone. Next, no processed food. If it was made in a lab, don't eat it. If it wasn't a food 100 years ago, don't eat it. It's not a food today. Shop around the outside of the grocery store. To eat it, to be able to consume it, you got to be able to murder it and cook it over a fire, or you got to be able to pluck it from a tree or a plant and eat it as is. No more processed garbage. A, it's going to make you fat. B, it's going to tank your hormones. B, it's going to make you feel, or C, I don't even know what number I'm on. It's going to make you feel like trash. So get rid of the processed food. And listen, before you cry, you ain't going to be missing anything in your life if you throw away your Doritos and your soda. You go to a Michelin star restaurant, you go to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, you go to a Cat Cora restaurant, you go to a Thomas Keller restaurant. Oh, but Bobby, I don't know who those people are. They're the best chefs in the world. You go to one of their restaurants, you're not getting a bowl of Doritos or a bowl of Cheetos or a soda. They're serving you real good food. You will not be suffering. You'll actually enjoy life a lot more than you enjoy it now. Eating real, genuine food. So just eat real food. I'm not asking you to suffer. I'm just asking you to eat delicious food. As part of that, eat red meat almost every day. Red meat is the most nutrient-dense, rich food on the planet. A steak a day keeps the doctor away. So eat some red meat. So we've covered sleep, we've covered nutrition. What do you think the next one I'm going to cover is? How about some exercise? Get off your ass and move. I don't care what it is. You can lift weights, you can sprint, you can wave your hands in the damn air, you can do some jumping jacks, you can go for a walk, do some Zumba or some sculpt yoga for all I care. Just start moving. And listen, you're watching this and you're like, man, you're scared. I haven't worked out in 10 years. I have no idea what to do. I get it. And it's hard and it's scary and I empathize with you. But just walk. You know how to walk, right? Don't take the escalator, take the stairs. Don't take the elevator, take the stairs. Go for a walk 30 minutes rather than sitting on your couch and listening to whatever podcast you're listening to. Go for a walk and listen to it. Why aren't you walking right now while you're listening to this video? Why aren't you walking? And just move around. And then as you start to feel better, you start to drop some weight, you start to feel a little more energetic because you will with the sleep, with the nutrition, with the walking around, you feel energy like you've never felt before. It's an investment in yourself. Start doing some basic squats. Start doing some basic, push-ups. You can't do a push-up yet, do negatives. Start doing some sit-ups. The point is you can start somewhere, but just do something, and I'm not even picky about what now. Now, optimally, you want to put your testosterone up, lift some heavy weights, do some resistance training, and do some sprinting. But if you're not there, you got to start somewhere, so just start moving. 4, spend some time in the sun. It's a beautiful day out. Go for a walk. You live in the summer weather. Lay on the deck. Lay on the balcony. Lay in your backyard on your grass with your shirt off. I'm not asking for much. I'm asking you to go for a damn tan. Like, really? You can't do that? You're so lazy you can't lay in the sun. People pay a lot of money to get on a plane and go to a tropical location to lay in the damn sun. Sun's free. So lay in the sun. It'll help up your vitamin D and you'll feel a lot more alive. You'll feel a lot better. If you're living in your mom's basement, you haven't seen the sun in 3 months, there's no way you're going to feel good about yourself. You know what's funny about all these things that I name off? They're not just about raising your testosterone. Universal health. They'll help you with depression. They'll help you with anxiety. They'll help you with happiness. They'll help you with your level of fulfillment. And it will have a positive effect on your job, on your marriage, on every aspect of your damn life. So, number 5, drink enough water. Dehydration doesn't make anybody feel good. My base recommendation is half an ounce per pound of body weight a day. You weigh 200 pounds, it's 100 ounces. It's almost a gallon. Bobby, I don't like drinking water. You like drinking soda. Get rid of it. Pour it down the drain and start drinking some water. That's what you get if you are thirsty. Now, cold therapy. Cold therapy can really help. I get it that everyone can't afford a $5,000 cold plunge to have in their house. Go buy some ice, put it in the bathtub, fill it with cold water, and sit in it. Another trick people do, they take entire cases of water, like they don't take them out of the plastic like the little water bottles, put one in your freezer. Take it out of your freezer, fill your bathtub with cold water, stick that giant ass ice cube in it, leave it for 10 minutes till the temperature cools down, and then sit in it. Have just an ice cold shower. Do contrast showers, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. My recommendation for that is a minute hot, a minute cold, a minute hot, a minute cold for 14 minutes. Do some cold therapy. When you can, if you have a big box gym membership like a Lifetime, they have saunas. Use the sauna after your workout for 20 minutes and then end it with a cold shower. You can incorporate all this stuff into your life. Back to the water. I'm jumping around. There's so much on my brain I want to tell and want to teach you guys, but drink out of glass, drink out of metal. You don't have to drink out of a cheap plastic water bottle all the time. You're poisoning yourself. So listen, do all these things. Do me a favor, because this isn't just about testosterone. If your testosterone is low, and by the way, they're related, because if your testosterone is low, you will feel depressed, you will feel bad. But if you have low T, if you suffer from depression, if you suffer from anxiety, I want you to do me a favor. For the next just 3 months, you can handle 3 months, right? You're miserable. You complain all day to anyone that'll listen. You're unhappy. Just do this for 3 months. It's worth the investment. Trust me on this. Do all of these things for 3 months and then reevaluate where you are. Go get a blood test and see what's happening to your testosterone. Now, if your testosterone's fixed, it goes from 300 to 700, you're good to go. You saved yourself a lot of money. You saved yourself a lifetime of medication. Awesome. If you're depressed and you're not depressed anymore, I mean, hell, maybe you saved your damn life. So just do it for 3 months. Just invest 3 months and do these things and you will feel remarkably better. And if you don't, if your testosterone's still low, if you're still depressed, then go get some help. Then go on TRT. I will be the first one, and I've recommended it to clients. Yeah, you've been doing everything you should do. Go get your TRT. Absolutely 100% of the time. Then go talk to your psychologist or your doctor and get a drug because you might need it. But if you're not doing all these things right, you have no business complaining. They're the basic necessities of life. And unfortunately, we live in a world where people are just plain lazy. They don't want to do any of this. They just want to sit on a couch and melt into nothing. And the system's designed to keep you sick. Like, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but they want you sick. They want you run down. They want you weak. It's just a fact. Take care of yourself. And I want to say this before I go. This isn't even about looks. I don't give a shit what you look like. If you're 10 pounds overweight, if you have a six-pack, if you don't have a six-pack, if you're ugly as sin. This is about feeling good from the inside out. Don't get it twisted. There's nothing aesthetic about what I'm talking about. Yeah, that'll be a good byproduct. You will look good, but that's not what I'm talking about. I just want you to feel good from the inside out. So that's my viewpoint on TRT. That's my viewpoint on depression. That's my viewpoint on living healthy. Just do stuff to make you better, and it will transcend the physical. You'll be better professionally. You'll be better personally. You'll be better spiritually. You'll be better emotionally. Like everything. I absolutely promise you that. I'm out.